So I work a pretty sporadic schedule. My job, besides health coaching and such, is running veterinary clinics out of local Petco stores. I think I said this in one of my other episodes. So I use this job, like I'm a stay-at-home dad. I use this job to make, to help out with the bills and make some extra money and whatever else. And until I get my business really off the ground, you know, my job has been a crazy schedule. I've always had these jobs with weird timing, weird schedules where like it didn't really facilitate a proper diet. And that's what this is mostly going to be about right now is you can always find a way to fit in the proper nutrition. And before you turn this off in frustration or denial or whatever, you just have to take your time and really, you know, just come up with stuff that you like. Come up with a balanced diet plan for however long you work, you know, and really just go off of that. Like what I used to do, I used to deliver for Amazon before, and I would work sometimes 14 days in a row at you know, 14, 15, 16 hours a day. You know, it wasn't directly for Amazon, it was a third-party delivery company. And, you know, I used to work all these hours and I made a lot of money. It was great, but, you know, I didn't have time for proper nutrition all the time. And so eventually I got tired of just eating the wrong stuff, running out of energy, feeling lethargic, and, you know, having to keep up with all the footwork. And I was burning a ton of calories just moving around all the time and, you know, running from place to place or all the walking that I was doing and stuff like that. So anyway, I had to come up with a plan to support myself. I was losing far too much weight, and I was not gaining the muscle tone that I wanted to from working out. And so I had to come up with a nutrition plan for myself to take one day and cook everything that I was going to eat throughout the week. And I don't mean the stuff at home necessarily, although you can meal prep like that. But I also mean, you know, stuff that I could take to work that I didn't have to heat up, and I can, you know, just throw some snacks in a bag and stuff like that just to keep my energy, my blood sugar, like everything pumping the right way without having any of my nutrition levels bottom out and, you know, any of the negative effects that goes along with it. And it was working so well for a very long time, up until the time when I quit that job, matter of fact. I had to do it again for this job. And what I would do is I did research on my own time. I decided what I like to eat, what I wouldn't get tired of, and if I did get tired, what can I go to? And, you know, I looked up stuff that were nutrient dense, that had a lot of benefits to them, and didn't have a lot of the extras, like a lot of extra sugars and a lot of extra just carbohydrates and stuff like that I wasn't going to necessarily be using. What I had to figure out my average amount of proteins and greens and phytonutrients and everything else that you could possibly think of that would go into meal prepping. And it wasn't actually that bad. You know, I just, like I said, looked up the most nutrient dense resources of food, and I found the ones that I really liked, you know, and even alternatives like pasta alternatives, you know, that I don't like to take in a lot of soy stuff, so that's not really an option. But you know, like pasta alternatives, like green pastas and whole wheat pastas and stuff like that, just to help my body get more nutrient-packed stuff that would help benefit me. Because sometimes it's not like the calories themselves. Sometimes it's the source of calories. Sometimes it's the source of proteins. Sometimes it's the source of carbohydrates or sugars or whatever that really determine how well your body's going to break things down and how well they're going to work for your body. So once I came up with this, it was great. And I use it even now. I work 12-hour days at minimum for my weekend job. And, you know, I have a protein shake that also has a superfood blend in it, you know, that I make myself. It's just the powder and then, you know, water and stuff like that. I put some collagen in there and things like that. And then, I'll bring a little bit of fruit. I'll bring a little bit of like mixed nuts. And, just depending on that, I can pretty much average out my day on what other foods and nutrients I want to include in that. And without feeling like gassy, lethargic, stomach ache, or, hungry or anything like that, all the negative stuff that comes with quick eating or fast food eating or whatever. If this doesn't work for you, there are resources for you to be able to stop wherever you are and, stop at a local grocery store. Look at their organic brands or all natural brands, stuff like that. Look within your budget, obviously. If you can't do any of that, go for something basic and healthy. A chicken and fruit salad would be great. Chicken, fruit, and just power greens like spinach or kale or whatever. And that will make such a huge difference in your day. Throw some nuts on there. You have everything in that little combination right there that you need for sustainable energy. I don't recommend avoiding carbohydrates, although there are certain instances of diets such as keto and having to deal with certain, blood sugar things that I would obviously then, listen to your doctor and avoid those. But, if carbohydrates are also good for your brain chemistry. They're good for your body if you use them. So don't forget about those either. There's different sources that you can use for carbohydrates. They're in basically everything. So it's vegetable sources and things like that too that also count for it. So what I'm trying to say is that, there's ways that you can do it. Don't let yourself be lazy and just take that route of, I don't have time, I don't have energy, my schedule is too crazy. No. There's ways for you to do it. If you need help with it, please get in touch with me and find out, because it is way easier than even I make it sound. And I think after a couple of ideas from me, then, you'd be like, oh my God, I never realized, I can have something good tasting and I can have, the energy and not drop off spiking and things like that. It's so much easier than it sounds, and it's really so beneficial for you, because then you're not eating all the crap. You're not, you're eating what your body needs. Even if you're not eating enough right now, that's also a problem. You need to sustain your body properly, and that's the key. Get in touch with me, guys. The links to everything are in the show notes. Let me know what you think of the episode. Let me know if you need help with anything, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.